Let's see. Oh, this says we're live on YouTube, so it may have actually worked, but hold on. We're going to see what's happening here. There's that. I got to make sure that's muted. I'm kind of getting this, guys. I may actually know a little bit of what I'm doing here. This looks like that's working. Let's see. I'm going to try to make sure I can see. Yes. So we're live on YouTube. What is up, National Fire Radio YouTube viewers tuning in with us here on this Friday morning edition of 555 Fitness Live. This is the first time we have moved this over into the morning. So we could have some special guests on with us today, which is kind of cool. The morning worked out a little bit better for them than yeah, it works out better for me too. I got nothing going on today. It's my day off, so why not just make this happen in the morning? So I'm really happy to have our friends from the IG, more dudes that we met online, which I know, I guess it's really common to meet guys online, but I've pretty much met everyone on the screen online, including these guys. So we haven't met in person. But oh, look, Daniel's kids are leaving. Hello, where's the baby? Wait, bring the baby, Daniel. Let me see the baby. Wait, we got to see one of the newest additions to the 555 family. What's up, buddy? There's a baby today. Awesome. Love it. Cute. Congratulations. Have a good day at school, everybody. This is how this works, right? Because it's real life. But all right. So, Mehan, Mulan. I messed it up already, man. So tell us who you are and where you're from, because I am going to mess up your name and your station's name.
Yeah, so my name is Malin Johnson, and we work for Fauquier County here in Virginia, northern part of Virginia.
So I know my buddy Zog's going to jump in right quick because he is a Northern Virginia boy by heart. So he thinks he might have played football against some of you guys. So Zog, what do you got for these guys? These are these weird connections we have, right?
Well, I grew up in Loudoun County. I went to Broad Run High School. So I don't know if any of you guys played sports against Broad Run, but that's where I'm from originally. I've been out in San Diego since 2009, but that's home is Northern Virginia. So home is really close to you guys.
Yeah, that's awesome. Loudoun County is just right next door.
That's some crazy stuff, Zog, right? Again, it's these random things that happen to us because of the interwebs and all this different stuff. But the reason we wanted to have you guys on is because you started an Instagram page. We'll go through that at the end. It'll be down in the notes to follow these guys. But really quick, before we get into the workout, why? How about that? Let's just ask why this whole thing started, how it started, why.
Yeah, so for me, kind of the reason I spearheaded this thing is we were getting a lot of individuals talking about wanting to make a difference in their life on the physical level, but everybody had the same excuses. Everyone was like, well, we don't have the same equipment. We don't have the nice gyms. I have a military background. I did 6 years in the Navy as a hospital corpsman from 2003 to 2010. And I found that we didn't need gyms during that time frame. This is right around the same time that CrossFit kicked off. So we found a lot of benefits in that. And most of our workouts were very more body movements than it was anything else. And people were getting shredded. So I wanted to introduce the same thing. I found these workout cards online and very similar to like push-up cards and things like that we used overseas. So I did the same thing. I bought a deck of workout cards and said, hey, this is something that everybody can do. Let's pull one card each shift. Let's call out the shifts. Every fire department loves challenges. Every fire department loves competitions within themselves. So we said, hey, let's start. Let's see if we can bring a little bit of light to the darkness. And one by one, people started doing it. Other shifts started calling us out. They started completing the exercises, throwing up their times, beating us out. And it just gained momentum from there. So it was really just more of a, hey, we got to make some changes within our own department. How do we do that? And that was literally one card at a time.
Dude, and that is so awesome. And that was the basis for 555 Fitness. You know, you guys, I don't know if you heard the story or not, however it works. I didn't start it. You know, someone else started it with that same thought process. You know, let's just throw some stuff out there and see who wants to do it. And I love it too, in traditional firefighter fashion. When you said that you spearheaded it, I saw the smirks and smiles from the guys in the top right corner. Just, you know, how it goes with firefighters, right? Because you guys definitely a group effort in all of this. And that's what it's all about, because you could have been like, look, I got shredded in the military and I'm going to go out and just get shredded in the apparatus floor by myself. But that's not what you guys did. And I think that's a huge part of this whole thing. And we're definitely going to talk about it. So today is one of your workouts. I'm going to have it in the notes on the bottom as you're watching this in the future. But it's a pretty good one. You know, you have that deck of cards, so you have 52 different workouts to choose from. You guys work a 24-48?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's where the C comes from, right? Your C shift?
Yep.
Yep, so 52 workouts in a 24-48 schedule to do while you're at work. I mean, that's a great variety. And then your ability to change them. So today, the one that you guys picked is going to be, it's a good one. I did it this morning before we signed on, because I don't want to be the guy that just talks about the workouts. I want to be the one that does them. It's a 10 rounder. So people automatically see 10 rounds. And they're like, oh my God, this is going to be forever. But you have a lower rep scheme with this. So it's 10 rounds of 5 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, and 20 air squats. For me, the hardest part of this was the transition from the ground back up, and I was almost doing burpees. I made a joke with Daniel because he hates burpees, but I was almost like, let me just do sort of a burpee here. Around round 6, that burpee turned to like, let me just fall to my knees. But you know, that's how it works in these things. But what I like about a lot of the workouts you put out is the scalability, right? You can scale up or you can scale them down. You know, so if you have to do push-ups from your knees, by all means, you do push-ups from your knees. If you want to scale up, you can do hand release push-ups, or you can throw on that weighted vest. I'm actually surprised Zog doesn't have his weighted vest with him, but he had to go to the beach, so maybe he didn't want to carry it. Same thing with sit-ups. You know, with sit-ups, you can hold a weight in your hand, or if you're having trouble with sit-ups, you can get a partner or hook your feet onto something. And air squats too. It's kind of one of those as low as you go type thing. But I want to get you guys started, because I know you're all been warming up and ready to hit this. I'm going to start my clock, but if you guys all have your own clocks, if you want to keep your time, or at least let me know that I gotta, you know, let you know when the workout's over type thing, just give me a holler and I'll give you a time, and we'll shoot some times out as you go. But if everybody's ready, give me that thumbs up and I'll give you the 10-second countdown when I run off the screen there. It's looking like everybody's ready. So let's go with 10 seconds. We're actually getting pretty fast at this too, man. This is looking like we actually know what we're doing for once. 3, 2, 1. Let's hit those push-ups. So did you do this workout yet, Malin?
No. I didn't have time this morning. We had a lot planned yesterday. I'm leaving C shift. I'm going to floater life. So because of that, we had all my shindigs that we had to do. We had an exercise that we did at 3:00 this morning for one of our guys, a little pump exercise. And then our training yesterday, we did drafting operations, float some water. And then we, instead of the card, we did 1,000 ladder throws. We did 1,000 feet of hose line deployment. And 1,000 meter dummy drag. So in between that, I never got a chance to get in there.
No, and so those are some things that are definitely we should talk about when it comes to fire service fitness and on-duty fitness, because there are days where you're just not going to be able to work out, where you're just going to have, or you had a bit of another workout in there when it came to occupational workouts. And I think that is totally okay, because I'm involved in a chat thread in a group with a bunch of firefighters now where the word mandatory fitness came into play. Do you guys have a mandatory fitness policy, or do you just have a fitness policy, or nothing where you're at?
Yeah, so I think those could be skewed a little bit. I mean, it does say that we're required to work out, and we have a block of time each day for us to PT. It's certainly not enforced in any way. No one has gone around and said, hey, you know, where is it at in the day? But in the morning, we usually, if there's individuals that will go ahead and put in, we have a tracking system called PS Tracks. And in that, we put in whatever that physical activity is for the day.
That's awesome. You know, like in my department, we don't have a requirement, but we're allowed to work out. you know, and there are still departments nationwide that do not allow any type of physical fitness activities within their stations. So we still need to get away from that before we can get into, you know, anything else. But I don't like that word mandatory, because then mandatory becomes, well, how do we do it? And everybody needs to fitness a little bit differently, in my opinion. So just being able to have that time, I think is clutch. And like when you guys are doing this together, I know the power of the group, you know, from personal experience, and that just makes it all the more better. Even this morning when I was here in the garage doing it by myself, I was looking over and I had like a pretend workout buddy with me. She was like my frenemy when it came to sit-ups, because sit-ups are it's not good. I'm just not good at them. I'm just not good at sit-ups. I don't like them. I can't do them fast. It's just not my thing. And I was literally picturing Erica next to me working out, doing these sit-ups to have someone to beat. So let's talk about that competition a little bit that you mentioned before. 3 minutes in, guys. You guys are 3 minutes in too. Keep up the good work.
Yeah. As far as the competitions, I'm going to shut the door real quick. As far as the competition goes, you know, being in the military, I know what competition can drive, what that can start. And I know the fire service is no different. We have a lot of people here that work with us on a daily basis, and you call them out on anything. Hey, I can stretch that line faster, or I can do this faster. I can throw that ladder. I can get it extended. I can hit that mark, whatever it is. If you pick up on those little things that individuals talk about, I think it's wonderful to try to capitalize on it. So that's exactly what we did. I figured, why not start a process where we could work out together. We could post the pictures. Social media is a powerful thing, and it could be powerful in the negative. It could be powerful in the positive. So we wanted to kind of turn it towards the positive. I said, guys are looking at their phones 24 hours a day versus sitting at the stations. Their feeds are constantly going, whether that's Instagram or Facebook or even Snapchat. They're constantly getting fed this information. They're all following us. So let's put in positive things about what we're doing, whether it's stretching lines, whether it's training for the day or PT. Let's post that stuff out there, and let's start calling some of the other shifts out. So we called out a shift. They come in behind us. They're on today, and they started knocking it out. Then we start calling out other stations. There's been a few that have done it. They'll post their times. You know, it's a congratulatory thing. And then eventually people start asking, hey, where'd you get the cards? I give them the link. I should have bought stock. But eventually, you know, that's what happened. Guys started picking up the cards, and they started calling each other the chiefs. We've got a couple chiefs now and captains that are PTing together. They're using the cards, same concept, and they can tailor those exactly how they need to. Like you said, hey, I might not be able to do 200 burpees, but I'm going to start somewhere. Because one of the biggest things for me is I'm also on ahead of the peer support team here in our county. So we want to create a whole wellness. So it's not, mental health is an umbrella, and part of that is physical fitness. So how can we strengthen the physical fitness part and then move on to the next?
And it's so awesome too, the power of positivity. And it definitely sounds corny when you say it, but it's so true in so many aspects of our lives. And, you know, you hear that word competition, right? And you guys aren't competing to beat a shift. I mean, you are, plain and simple. You know, your shift is the best shift no matter what. But it's not like a competition of like, I need to be the best, right? It's a competition of, can I be better? And there's a huge difference in that, right? Can you be better at what you do in every aspect, whether it's stretching that line, throwing that ladder, or any type of fitness thing? And you guys are at a little over the 6 minute mark. Sorry about that. But that's that competition, because you get that mindset of, oh, this is a competition and it's all about winning. That's not why you guys are doing that. And I think we're seeing that more and more in a change on social media, especially with pages like yours appearing. So it's an awesome on you guys. I'm really stoked for you, and I'm happy that we get to be a part of it, actually.
Yeah, no, and we appreciate the opportunity too, just to kind of continue the momentum and keep it going. I think it's extremely important, especially in the fire service, that, you know, we can look at the numbers on the statistic sides and say, all right, the cardiac arrest is very high number for deaths related to firemen. So what are we doing wrong here? So we can look at the diet, we can look at all this other stuff, but I think it always starts with the individual. Like, what type of fireman do you want to be in this industry? Do you want to be physically fit? Do you feel better when you're doing it? What can you offer the citizens that you're responding to, or the calls that you're going to? They want the varsity team. So just like every other varsity team that shows up, you want to give them the best. Well, you should probably be able to perform at the best. Now, a lot of that takes work. It takes some hard dedication to do, to build yourself up to that. But if you've ever done anything as a routine, they say that it takes about 60 days of continuous effort before things become routine. So if you can dedicate just a short period of time, it all kind of falls into place, and before you know it, you're working out on a regular basis. But having a culture, a family to be able to kind of motivate you, because I'm with you. I hated going to the gym. I was never a big fan of it because I'm always by myself. And you never work harder because you can't really push yourself as much. Some people can, I cannot. But when you're with a group and you have a person next to you and he's ahead of you, but you want to try to beat him, you push yourself a little faster, and then you talk amongst yourself like, let's go. And I felt like you get better results that way. So why not bring that to the same culture? We work with these guys on a daily basis. Let's bring that to the table.
Sorry, go ahead, man. You keep talking. I'm just yelling at the people working out a little bit, but I'm right on board with you with everything you're saying, right? Is he done? Is that kid done? He looks really young. Is he done, or is he throwing up? He's done? What's he, like 16 years old?
Oh, is that our guy?
Yeah. Okay, you're not looking at all the screens. Yeah, your guy with the super short hair giving me the thumbs up. That's around the 840 mark there, buddy.
Yeah, that's the Russian.
So that dude was moving. Whole different mindset there. Then, like, whole different cold and hard mindset. Looks like my man Turtle from Charlotte is finished up too. He was doing some squatting this morning, but that power of the group, and getting back to that. Good job, buddy. Everybody's kind of wrapping in here, man. 9:20 we're at here. So, but this is one of those parts too, where when you're working out in this group and people finish, but the other people are still working out, that I know I found as personal positivity through my earlier CrossFit days, was that you're still in there finishing with them. You see them back there doing some air squats with the person who's still going. You're cheering them on. And when you look at the fire service, we're there for each other. I mean, the fire does not get put out by one person. It gets put out by everyone there. And that's the same thing with fitness like this. And to piggyback on something else you were saying too about that alone in the gym and just that not wanting to do it, this is 15 minutes out of your day, right? Now you need a little bit of time for warm up and cool down after, everybody kind of warmed up as we were starting talking. But I think that in the past, that mind of fitness was always an hour, right? I'm going to be there for an hour. And if I have to go to the gym's 20 minutes away. That's 20 minutes to drive there, an hour, 20 minutes home. We're talking about 2 hours for a lot of people. That's not the case in what you guys are putting out there, right? You're putting out there things, quick hit workouts you can do in the station, you can do with no equipment. And I love that kind of stuff. That's what has me inspired more for fitness. And it's made me fitter than I've ever been in my life recently.
Yeah, think about, I started diving into like the whole history of fitness. Before gyms even became a thing, people were doing their own body weights, and they were lean muscle, very strong individuals. And then kind of the gym culture came along, and that was the only way. That's maybe through marketing or whatever took place, that became the only way, supposedly, that people believed that they could get physically fit. And then the mindset started changing, and I think the military culture kind of helped that, to say that you don't need a gym. Just doing these types of exercises will build that lean muscle and get you where you need to go. And I have found that this is more the way that I want to work out with everybody.
Yeah, and it comes into what you said before about that routine and that habit. That's overall, that's the key, is consistency, is doing your workouts. I don't want to say every single day. You could always do something physically every day for yourself, but getting it in and not taking those long stretches off. And you hear so many people say like, I don't have the time, I don't have this. You have to make the time. If you don't have the time, you wake up earlier to make that time. There's days where it's 7 o'clock and I'm like, I didn't do anything today. I need to get a quick hit 15-minute workout. So those are, again, where that cultural shift is happening. And in the emergency services field, I mean, definitely in the 7 years 555 has been around, I've gotten to see it firsthand change into that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Doing 10 to 15 minutes is so much easier. Our lives have become busier, at least that's what we believe that they're busier. And in many cases they are. Things are moving faster. You have to get those emails out faster. You've got training that you have to do. Everything's done online. So not to mention all the things that go on in your family. So the days of trying to find an hour to go to the gym, like you said, you have the drive distance, you got the drive time to and from, is you start thinking to yourself, what else could I be doing in that time? But 15 minutes, you could set up in your garage. Most of you have living rooms outside, pretty much anywhere, and you can get just the same workout, if not better, and feel better in the long run shortly after that. And then you're done. You roll up your mat, you do whatever, and you feel a lot better about yourself. I think everybody has, if you've ever done a HIIT workout, any type of workout like this, always feel more, I guess stronger, if you will,
or better. You feel more better. You can just say it. More better. You feel more better.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I said it in my head and I was like, yeah, that's not the right thing to say.
That's it. More better, dude. Say it. Fireman talk. More better.
Yeah, more better. But yeah, at the end of it, you say, I feel a lot better than I would have if I just walked out of the gym. How many times have we walked out of a gym, not even a sweat rolling down? And you're like, well, you're swole, but otherwise no heart rate increase. That's it. You still get the lactic acid buildup, but some of these workouts, I'm telling you, when I'm done, I can't walk the next day. I've really got to foam roll everything out because if it's crazy. But after we had done it for, I'd say a week or so, because I mountain bike it usually after every shift. I bring my bike with me and I roll out. I was able to shave 5 minutes off my loop time. Only after about 5 minutes of workouts from this workout. Yeah, because I'm not a big squat guy. But when I started doing them more frequent and building up to that, I was able to perform better at some of the other activities that I do.
No, and that's an awesome thing. Well, that one part too, it looks like first off, everybody's done. Congratulations. Everybody was sub 14 minutes. I can tell you that much. So strong work to you guys out there. You mentioned that foam rolling. We're going to go back to that. That's because we're old, man. Like we're old now, like I was talking to somebody last night who was asking for some career advice on social media about, maybe switching departments and things. And I made the point to say, fighting a fire at almost 42, not 42 yet, is very different from when I was 26 and just starting out. My body feels very different after that. So those are some of the things that we also need to do this for, to prepare ourselves for. But what do you guys all think? Somebody jump in there. I see everybody kind of stretching out and breathing heavy. Good workout? Good card?
Good job.
What didn't you like?
See.
Yeah, there were no lunges and no burpees, so it's pretty good for
Phil's been joining us the past couple of weeks from Indiana, and we've definitely backed up. And it's funny, Phil, because different people program those workouts. And so it was like, okay, what's the workout? And they put it in, and I'm like, great workout, not remembering 2 weeks ago we almost did the same type of thing. So no lunges and no burpees for Phil. That's a win. What do you got, Daniel? No burpees. I know that. So how you feeling, buddy?
No burpees. It was just funny because I wanted to keep doing push-ups. Like you get to 5 and you're like, oh, I got to stop and do something else. I felt like I needed to keep going. It was weird. I did not feel that way on the squats though. I wanted to do less of those.
But that's something too, where we talk about workouts like this, right? Because I was in that same phase where it's 5 and you want to keep going. But that's where that mental end comes into this. And that's something we pick up as emergency services providers. To me, that's one of the key things is you need to be taxing yourself and using your brain at the same time, right? So you need to be telling yourself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, what do I do now? Roll over. Kind of like I got to the front door. What do I do now? Take off my helmet, get my mask. You know, it's that same type of mental excitement that you have to put yourself through. So I was in mid-workout of this. I'm like, wait, what's the next move? Where do I put my legs? Turtle, how were those squats beforehand, man? How'd that work out for you?
Yeah, it wasn't the best idea to squat before this, but you know, got to do it sometime. So might as well do it all this morning instead of doing it since I didn't do it on Wednesday. So no, the squats were tough. Like Daniel said, the push-ups, I mean, you just fly through those and you're like, all right, what's next? Like if I didn't have it written down, I would have got lost.
Well, so, and two, I was watching you guys.
Workout for on shift.
Did
Yeah,
anybody
it's
else
good
have,
for on shift
I counted
because
my rounds. Were you guys
I was
counting
I did it
your
on my
head?
phone. So
I can't count.
No,
and
I have a
I can't
counter on my
remember my
phone.
rounds. I need something to mark.
I
up.
kept making tally marks.
Yeah. And Turtle, you're
Just use
starting that
my noggin.
Movember mustache. I see too. Little Movember going on there.
You have God's chalkboard out there, Zog. You just can make finger marks in the sand.
Yeah, I should. I just use this noggin. This thing's.
It's a smart noggin.
There's
It's a
there's
pretty
something in
noggin.
there. There's some rocks in here or something. Hey, is that
I
Turtle?
stole my
Or
kids' chalk.
is that Turtle or is that Ron Burgundy? I can't tell.
just wait till Halloween.
I love it.
Oh,
Love it.
jeez.
Well, check
I'm
it out.
going to see
Well,
Billy for Halloween. So
check it out. It's a whale's vagina right here. Right in front of you. There it is. In all of its glory.
Good God.
So
Roughly
yeah, too, you know,
translated.
in our whole world here, we got Northern Virginia, New Jersey, North Carolina, Indiana, Texas, Ohio, California, all checking in. You know, it's one of those cool things that this is bringing so many different people together. We got a lot of people watching on YouTube. I've been paying attention. If anybody has any questions for the guys that are watching, the chat is open, but most people watch this after the fact. So let's get up there, 10C. What'd you guys think of the workout? Hit your unmute. You shouldn't have feedback if you're far enough away.
Can you hear us?
Yep, we got you.
Well, I've got these two skinny guys. I mean, they're champs. They were aiming to beat your time the whole time.
That was my goal.
And, like, you got my beautiful 180 frame keeping up with them. So, I mean, it was good. I like it that it gets you a good sweat for that period of time, but you have a good recovery. Since some of us have to go actually work, we're not destroying ourselves. And it's definitely a group effort.
Team
Yeah,
sports.
well, you guys definitely beat my time, so congratulations for that. You were moving. I was watching you in there. But that whole recovery end of it, too, you know, that's something that's really important that we talk about a lot when you are working out on duty, to not wreck yourself, you know, because you still have a job to do. You know, yesterday I did a workout that took 28 minutes and it wrecked me. I could not do that. I wouldn't have even thought about doing that on duty, just looking at it on paper. But something like this that allows for that recovery. And that's another important part of this. You know, as we build up our physical endurance, as we build up our physical strength, our mental endurance, we also need to build up that ability to recover. Because I know, you know, we have a fire. It's 1, 2, maybe 3 bottles some days. You know, I need to be able to come back down and go right back to work. So that's another huge part of this. You know, you guys want to talk any bit of that? Because we didn't really get into that end of it either, but you mentioned recovery, so I like it.
Well, FARC here, we're pretty dynamic. We're a combination station, so it is career and volunteer. We run the floor, so that meaning that we can, if we get hit for an EMS run, we're on the ambulance, engine, tanker, you name it, we're on it. And we're also semi-rural, so we're going to have a long stretch for somebody to get to us. We could be on scene anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes by ourselves and having to do work. And the thing is, it's not a single task. It's got to be multiple tasks. So even though I'll have my nozzleman might have to be good at being a forceful entry. So they might have to, while I'm doing a lap, this guy's going to pop a door and pull his line by himself, and my driver's got to get hooked up and ready to go. So it's a very diverse, and you got to be well-rounded here. You can't just be a firefighter. You can't just be a paramedic. You've got to be good at every single aspect of your job. And that's what's fabulous about being here.
Yeah, that's going to drive your heart rate right up because you're doing all these different tasks. You know, you guys do it very differently than I do it here in New Jersey, than what Zog's got going on out there in San Diego, because like you said, you're alone And it took me a minute for semi-rural. I was like, what did he just say? I had to think about that one as you said it so quick. But I mean, you have those things that I don't have to face. You know that, and you're preparing for it with training with your apparatus, training with your equipment, and preparing your bodies physically and mentally by doing these workouts. So it's just one more added tool to the toolbox, I think.
Absolutely.
That's awesome, guys. What do you got, Bobby? What do you got for us on this workout? I know
It's
this
the
you did it
resident-
in home.
It should thank an ER nurse this week. So don't forget when you guys go into the hospitals today to thank your ER nurses. But other than that, nothing. I like body weight workouts for me at work. Same thing. I can be out for a while. I'm not pulling hoses because that's for you firemen. But I don't like anything too strenuous when I work either. Something to get a sweat going.
Yeah, and that's what's kind of perfect about this. You know, you don't need anything to do this. I mean, you guys bought that deck of cards, and like you said, you should have bought stock in the company, I guess, with how many you guys have turned people onto. But you know, that little deck of cards for I don't know what it cost you, $9.95 or something like that. Let's just say rounded $10. That's an expensive deck of cards, but that's getting you through 52 workouts as opposed to spending $5,000 on a bunch of equipment that people may not use. So I think that's pretty awesome. And Zog, you know, you and I have been kind of touting workouts like this now around the country for a while, and you're doing it even more now with O2X. But you know, what do you got to weigh in on this whole topic we got going on?
Well, those guys nailed it. They're on duty right now, so tones could drop right now for you guys. So you got to be ready to go. Anybody that's on duty that's with us right now, the purpose of training when you're off duty is to get ready for being on duty. I mean, you can do other things too. You can compete in whatever you want, but if you're talking about getting ready for the job, you're focusing your training on trying to get prepared for when those tones drop, when people are depending on you. When you guys are on duty and on shift, you got to think about the same thing. So the last thing we want is to have any kind of workout that leaves you laying on the floor after the workout. We want you guys ready to go mid-workout, ready to go to serve your community in whatever capacity they want from you, you know. So that's the nature of our job. They expect superheroes to show up when they call 911, and all they get is us. So we got to do the best we can to like prepare ourselves for that, right?
That's so true too. And look, right, when we're doing this and we're in the station, you know, you don't have to be that superhero in the workout. You don't have to do that hero WOD while you're in the station. Do those on your day off. And then when you go to the station, you do a quick hit circuit like you had mentioned before, or a short workout like this, a body weight only, or even just some foam rolling at the station, or ROM WOD or recovery type stuff. You know, you're still doing something, and you're doing it together. And that's one of the big keys here, is that together. And I know we've said this on a lot of the past YouTubes, but even just doing this with you guys, you know, like I was watching, I didn't want to get right back into this workout, but I wish I could be working out with you again like this. So it's pretty awesome. And it goes back to that positivity, you know, the power of social media, challenging different people out there. So this is, I guess, the 10C challenge to the 555 fitness community, the National Fire Rescue community, to do this workout, right? This must be like the official, what is it, the 3 of clubs? Bobby, you sent that picture before on your deck there. I got it on my phone. Hold on. I think it was a 3 of clubs. Where is it?
Spades.
3 of spades?
I think.
That one's the 3 of spades then. So the 3 of spades workout seems like this is going to be the official challenge. You know, you can watch the video, guys, to get your kind of time, but you were in that 8-minute mark, 10C fellas over there. So now I guess I gotta go faster. I'm gonna do it next week with my crew for sure. I'm not doing it tomorrow with my crew because I did it today, but that's kind of the time to beat. So we'll throw that challenge out if that's cool with you guys. You know, tell me if it's cool with you, even though I've already done it. But take this back, get your coworkers in, and let's see what your time is, man. I think that's pretty awesome. I see heads nodding. Good. You guys got anything extra you want to add as we start to kind of wrap this one up a little bit?
No, man, we
just
just say
thanks.
thanks guys a lot. We greatly appreciate it. This is awesome. We love the word you're spreading, and we're trying to get it out our way. And we thank you for
That's awesome.
kind of the spotlight almost for a second.
Yeah.
Well, it's been way more than a second, man. We've been at like over a half an hour here. So you guys got like, 35 minutes of the fame that is National Fire Radio 555 Fitness YouTube Live.
We'll take it,
which
man.
is
We'll take
awesome. Nah, but you guys, your positive message on your Instagram page, and it's at station 10C __ Faquir.
Walk
Did I get
here.
it?
Walk here. Yeah.
Here.
Walk
Oh, I'm so close. But we're going to put that in the notes and we're going to blast you guys out on social media so you can follow them. But seriously, follow these guys. They're putting their workouts out there. You know, you're sharing your deck. In reality, you don't need to buy your own deck. Just go on your page and look at all the workouts you've done. The challenge is already there. So throw your time up to say like, hey man, I beat you guys. You know, I'm the second platoon in New Brunswick. So I got to get you guys on there and see if my guys can blast out some of your times.
I don't know if you saw
sure.
the challenge we did yesterday. That was definitely one of our high points that we've done. So we don't
That
always
was
go
the
far.
1,000, right? Was that the 1,000
Yep.
stuff?
Yep,
All right,
we
let's
found
talk
that
about
online. So we can't take credit for it, but we definitely did it.
What do you got? Well, how did it roll? Tell everybody, because I saw it, but I'm going to see how it rolled. I know Turtle's always up for a challenge like that. So
The way we started out, it's an all-day challenge. It was 1,000 feet of hose pulled, and that's for each individual that you have on shift, which might be a little bit tedious. I've only got 3 guys, so we were able to accomplish it. It was 1,000 feet of ladders thrown. We were throwing 24s all day, so we were extending it some, but after a while you get kind of burned out. And then we have a dummy, and we drug that 1,000 feet. This was all just, we do, if you go to our Instagram, we do a pinning service. You earn a pin when you're with us. We do a Roadrunner pin. It's actually a little Roadrunner. And our saying is try to keep up. And Technician Holvey, the guy right here to my right, we were just trying to give him the beat down. And this morning we got up at 3:00 this morning. And we gave him an engine test where he had to do flow multiple lines and the deck gun and all that fun stuff. And then from doing the challenge and doing the engine ops, he was rewarded with his 10. And that just means you're one of the guys now. You actually made it. So we do a lot of fun things, man.
is it 1,000 feet per person or it's 1,000 feet as a crew?
1,000 feet per person.
Ooh, man, that's a lot of 24 throwing right there. I mean, I'm not the best with math. Noggin or Zog with your math. That's a lot of throws in one day.
Right at 42 threes or 43 throws, you should be right about there. We just rounded up to 50 and started doing it that way. I mean, nothing to say. Just get it on your shoulder and get it up. Don't blow your back out.
I don't think that's how rounding works.
You round down at 43, right? Round down to 40 is
45,
how rounding would work.
maybe.
Maybe. We
Oh,
just
it's
rounded
Turtle.
up to 50.
Turtle, how are you the responsible one? You've already logged it.
You know, I'm good at this stuff.
I can't even.
Locked it
Sorry,
where?
I
You
gotta
guys got
say
private
that-
stuff.
I already logged today's workout.
I just saw Pip did it, so I had to. Yeah, that's that app I use is Wide Timer, and you can click your rounds on it, so it keeps track of your rounds, it gives you splits and everything. It's free, so it's great for the workout.
What was your time, Turtle?
9 even.
I'm pretty sure I got 8:59.
Well, it took me a second to stop the clock, so.
So I
I'll
got
give you-
8:58. My bad.
Yeah,
I
well,
missed
see,
out
we
at
already
8:58.
tied. I'm pretty sure I looked up and you were still working out.
No, I'm
We could
pretty
go back
sure I
and
was
check the
done.
tape. We could totally go back and check the tape on this too. We have that ability once I put it out there and it stays.
Ron Burgundy, take us
On
back
the
to the
line.
replay.
What do you got, Daniel, while these clowns are arguing with each other?
So on the note of the Fakir guys, that takes a lot. That says a lot about y'all and what y'all are instilling in your crew and your department to get up at 3 a.m. just to test a guy. Like, I know I've been on crews where guys are griping to get up at 3 a.m. for a call, let alone just to go train. Like, that says a lot. That's good stuff, man.
Yeah, he really didn't have a choice at the point. I mean, we were shaking his bed and flipping him out of it.
Oh, I mean, like the other guys.
Just you
like,
getting
for him,
up.
that's
Listen,
Yeah,
awesome.
no,
just
but
you
definitely-
getting up to do that.
Yeah, y'all getting up to do that for him is awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely a motivation, man. I mean, the morale we have on our shift alone is definitely infectious. And if I could spread that to anybody, man, just get it out there, start motivating, and people follow in numbers. And I mean that in a good way. I mean, positivity goes the longest way. I mean, you're able to, have the best morale, but you got to have motivation to actually get people to do it. And that's what I think we're trying to strive for. Hopefully it just keeps spreading.
And everybody wins. That's the best part.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Yeah, that's something. That's an easy way for me to put it. I mean, it's it's something I've never thought about doing. It's something we don't ever do in my department. And it would be an interesting challenge. And I got some motivated guys, but it's that type of thing where that's different. And I like it. It's good to put those things out there, even just to think about that, even just to think about adding those types of tests into departments that don't have them, not to see what's wrong, but to make that person want to be better. We just did one in my department for our rookies to come up to their 1 year time that our boss kind of threw in our lap. And what I found was training our rookies towards the end of their year got us all more involved in more things, got us all more talking about things. So it's just one more kind of like tool to add in there that you might want to add in and do. So good on you, like my man Daniel said. So awesome. Well, let's not go anywhere because we got to thank some people too. I got to thank you guys for joining us, and hopefully we get you some social media followers and some more challenges out there once we get that information rolling out there. But to end things today, we got to talk about some folks who support 555 for sure. Our grant third round is done. Application period is closed. We are over, I believe, 50 applications for this last round of 20. What year is this again? 2020. So those are getting reviewed, going off to the judges. So that's all kind of rolling for us. And when we talk about that grant, partners really help us with that grant. And one of the big ones is First On Socks, right? Who's got First On Socks on? I got First On Socks on. First On. Bobby's got, oh, look, Bobby, we're twinning in socks. Daniel's got some socks on right there. Zog's on the beach, so there are no socks. But First On Socks is an awesome family-run company. We had the pleasure to meet way back at Firehouse Expo in Nashville, and they have been supporting us since that day. Currently, all 555 Fitness socks are 55% off. So Zog, if you want to do the math, I mean, it's more than half off. When do you get a deal? Like more, use that noggin, Ron Burgundy, do that math. More than half off for some socks, and they are comfortable socks. I mean, these ankle socks, make fun of me for my ankle socks that I wear all the time, are the most comfortable ankle socks I've ever worn. So that is the way to go. So check out First On Socks. If you've been,
and their turnaround is awesome.
Their turnaround. How did you already get yours or no?
20 minutes between order. I don't know if you saw the post I did yesterday. I ordered them, and 20 minutes later it was fulfilled.
Daniel,
What's that?
he commented on it.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean I read the whole thing. But 20 minutes till they're shipping. American made, right out of
Rainsville, Alabama.
Rainsville, Alabama. I've been there. And if you don't know, does anyone know what band is from Rainsville, Alabama? Think about it. Alabama? They're from Rainsville, Alabama. They're from Rainsville, Alabama. I was quite excited. There's a museum. I didn't get to go when I was in Rainsville to the Alabama Museum, but I feel like next time I have to take a trip there. And Chuck was friends with, as he said, their daddy used to fix my van way back when. So that's how Chuck said. But awesome people. Check out First On Socks. That sale's only running until October 19th. So get online, order some socks, support 555 Fitness, and get you some comfortable socks. Also, we're talking about support. Our friends at Muertos Coffee, their Fill the Boot campaign. Listen, they have like 10 not-for-profits. So whenever you purchase from Muertos Coffee, make sure to go to the drop-down menu and select the not-for-profit. Obviously, I want you to pick 555 Fitness, but listen, you pick whichever one you want to. It's awesome that they're willing to donate a portion of their earnings back to these amazing not-for-profits. So pick 555, but you don't have to. Pick whichever one you want at Muertos Coffee. And last but certainly not least is our friends at National Fire Radio. Thank them again. If you see, let me make my name come back up. Today I'm Pip from National Fire Radio because I figured I'd take Jeremy's job, right? I may as well just throw it out there. I mean, I got the keys. I have the passwords now. We could just totally take them over if we want to, I guess, unless they change the password now, which they're probably doing like right now. But I want to thank Jeremy, Rob, Seb, Heather, Tucker, all those folks again for allowing us to take over their YouTube channel. And tomorrow on this channel, National Fire Radio YouTube, you guys down there at 10C, you may like this. They're doing live fire training starting at 9 a.m. with Eckert Fire Tactics in partnership with Interschultz USA, and it's all limited staffing live fire tactics. So they're going to be talking about how to do the job without, 62 people showing up on the first alarm. Not to point at any large fire departments out there that get that, but we all don't have that. So they're doing a rapid hose line deployment. I think it's at 9 a.m. There's a VES class at 11. 1 is forcible entry, and I believe 3 is coordinated vertical ventilation, with that keyword again being coordinated. So that's all tomorrow. National Fire Radio, YouTube Live with Eckert Fire Tactics in partnership with Interschultz USA. And I'm amazed that I remembered all that. So I'm almost out of breath now from talking about all these cool people that are helping us out. But again, thank you to you guys out there. Anybody got anything on the last word before I figure out how to turn us off? Zog, you staying on the West Coast? You got any travel coming up? We could look for you, traveling the world real quick, living my life vicariously through you.
No, I don't think I'm going anywhere anytime soon. I'm enjoying the sunshine in San Diego.
A tear. Everybody shed a tear for San Diego today. It's the one cloudy day of the year.
It happens some mornings, but I'm about to go jump in the water. I think it's still there. I don't know. We'll go find out.
I'm gonna go outside and stand in the rain. It's raining out. I'll get wet too.
Yeah.
But thank you all for joining me this week. We are, we forgot to mention, Bobby, when are we coming back to 555 Fitness Live?
On your birthday.
Apparently, on
October
30th at 3 p.m, there's going to be a workout on here that is, I
taking
guess, a surprise.
suggestions for his birthday workout because he has to do it and we're all going to get to commentate. So this is the one time where Herzog and Turtle, all the people he makes do burpees and push-ups, Phil and Daniel, you get to pick. So you guys shoot me some ideas of some misery you want to put him through.
Other people have to do this workout, not just me.
What'd you say, Turtle?
So we get to pick, but we don't have to do it with him.
You don't have to do the movement that you pick. I say we make him do a chipper, and then we don't have to do the movement that we chose. So if I choose burpee pull-ups, I don't have to do burpee pull-ups, but he does.
This is not cool. And listen, you guys, 10C too, you guys are now welcome back with us every time we do a live to join us. So I'm going to, we'll talk offline, get your email address, but I'll be emailing you the Zoom link because once you're on once, you're 555 family for life, guys. So you guys are in whenever we can make this happen, man. We're going to, and two, I'm getting you guys a flag for your station. You need one of these hanging in your station.
We'd love it, dude. We hang it up.
Hell yeah, we appreciate it.
We'll put it
You
on the
guys
black
are the
and white fire truck.
Yeah.
You're the embodiment of the train hard, do work, give back work mission ethic. I lost what I was saying because I'm going. But yeah, October 30th, we're back. We'll talk more about that later, man. I appreciate all you guys. Stay safe. Love you all. We'll catch up with you soon. And now I got to figure out how to end this. So let's see if we can do it. Later, guys.